It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And up next, we'll see Aaron Jones. He really helped drive them a week ago with a 3-touchdown game. It's the Packers and the Raiders, and it's all up next.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Green Bay Packers and the Las Vegas Raiders. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudner. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And off we go from Las Vegas. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And led out by their veteran quarterback. He's been around a while. They don't celebrate birthdays for him. They just cut him up, see how many rings he's got around the middle. He has been in the league a long time.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the briefer ones we've ever had, isn't it?
He wasn't too happy after last week.
Not happy. Really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
Yeah, hoping to get rid of that interception bug. And Brady's throw there, incomplete. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Packer pressure, and down he goes. It's Preston Smith. He gets the sack there.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. To throw, it's Brady. And that is incomplete.
That was the first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That's taken at around the 40. Shoves him away. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Time to see the offense for Green Bay go to work. Aaron Rodgers leading them. What a career it's been. Came into the league back in 2005 as the number 24 pick out of Cal.
I remember watching him in college and seeing a guy that you knew had great potential, but I don't know that anyone knew that we would see how he would blossom as an NFL player who will go down as one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Can make every throw from every angle with terrific mobility, and he knows how to win games. Always in contention for a championship.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. The left side completion to Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers setting up the screen here. Aaron Jones. And They'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And some room to work. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers are on the board first here in Vegas. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 17 carries, 77 yards.
He comes into this one ranked 9th in the NFL in rushing. I think that every member of that offense knows exactly where he sits. You can see it from every one of them out there. They're all fully committed to making this a game where it really breaks free and climbs a couple of spots.
The throw on second down by Brady is incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Brady. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Making that play on the pass rush, that's Devontae Wyatt.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Taking it about the 36. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll go again to Jones. And he's got room. The 20. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones. That's career touchdown number 131, and it ties him with Chris Carter for number 8 on the all-time list. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And that CD, one heck of a run. He just refused to go down.
And that's where determination comes in, because he had at least a couple of guys had really good shots at him, but he just said, I don't think so. Speed, power, elusiveness, all on display right there. Look like you, partner, back in your salad days in Evansville.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go.
They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Now Brady. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brady trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the 2nd quarter.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jair Alexander.
And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
So here are the Packers now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
106 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Now Jones, and he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Well, this has all the makings of a landmark day running the football. He scored 3 times now. We haven't hit the quarter break.
You think back to Alvin Kamara, Christmas Day 2020, 6 touchdowns, which tied Ernie Nevers, the Hall of Famer. He's halfway there already. Some fancy footwork in the early going.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away.
And he'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Brady. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Brady now on 1st down. He's going to find and complete it to Renfrow. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone.
That's good.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down. You're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And he's got Renfrow in the end zone. Touchdown Raiders. A great effort there. His 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Raiders are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get 1, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken.
And oh, it's blocked. This is going the other way. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, times have definitely changed on the PAT on the extra point, haven't they? A lot more effort goes into this play from both sides.
Yeah, because let's face it, a lot of time on extra points, the effort is not what it is when you're trying to block a field goal.
No doubt about it. And before, when the ball was snapped on the 2-yard line, it was really a virtual chip shot. Now everyone believes they can get to it and knock it away, and we know how crucial every point is. So the defensive guys, they spend a lot more time trying to get that done, which means there's more pressure on the offensive guys.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Packers. That'll go down as a 99-yard kick return. And the Packers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Lutz with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Well, we talk a lot about explosive plays on offense. How about an explosive play on special teams? Certainly one there on the kick return for a touchdown.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Tom Brady and the offense back onto the field. He got back on track after 2 early interceptions with a touchdown pass on the last drive. And now they'll start here again, first down.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be second down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Jacobs going to try the middle. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Over the middle, complete. That's Adams. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
It's a gain of 18.
Throwing on 1st down is Brady. Open man, that's Renfro.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Brady. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Jones.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the 1st. On the delay, Jones. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
And even 150 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup. 2nd and 2.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. A check down here to Jones. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the 1st.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Here's Rodgers to throw. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Right back to him for 10 more and a 1st.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
He's got it. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now what we have here, a 3rd and goal. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that will do it for this 1st half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We'll get started out in Denver. And late in the first half, it's the Broncos who are out on top. Russell Wilson has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who are out in front. Kirk Cousins, 2 touchdown passes thus far. And on now to a check on the next-gen stats in that first half for the Packers. And despite the big lead, they really did next to nothing throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage. We'll see how aggressive they want to be going forward. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return.
And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
The Packers ready to go to start quarter number 3. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
The second half starts with a carry by Jones.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Jones. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he's going to have a Packers first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
So right after the defense gets you the ball on a takeaway and a fumble recovery of their own, you've got to reward them, don't you? You've got to stay out on the field, give them a chance to rest, and how about doing it the way they did it, running the football and picking it up on 3rd down.
Yeah, would not have wanted to go 3 and out. They avoid that right there.
Yeah, they avoided the glares as they went back to the bench, didn't they?
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 42-yard line. An inside give to Jones. There's a nice move. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 195 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Aaron Jones, not one of the bigger backs in the league, 5'9", 208, but he's definitely what you'd call a downhill runner, and he's able to shed the tacklers there for good yardage.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground, and here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones, a 21-yard touchdown run. And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Brady going to throw. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So, completion here. And now hold everything here as the challenge flag is out. And we're going to get a review of that last play.
The previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
So the decision to challenge does not pan out, and that's also going to cost him a timeout. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas. That's pulled in at the 32. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. Officially, it'll be a 68-yard punt return score. And the Packers extend their lead yet again. Well, what a game for him. He hits for the return cycle, so to speak. He had the kick return. Now the harder part, just got the punt return for a touchdown.
And I would imagine that the special teams coach, as the ball left the punter's foot, he was thinking, should have kicked away from him.
Yeah.
Should have kicked away from him. He's in a groove, and sometimes you hit those grooves or those zones in a game, and he's in one now. He's in perfect sync with his teammates blocking, and he knows how to find the end zone.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. But we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs.
And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after it.
He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. In that play, it wound up losing yardage.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, 57 yards. And the Packers get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Well, I'm just not sure what more we can say about him after that one.
But we're certainly going to give it a try, aren't we? Because I believe we're watching greatness personified. It has not mattered all game long where they've handed him the football. He's taken it and found the end zone. He is so locked into that so-called zone, I don't think they're going to get him out of it in this one.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Brady got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give them 12 yards that time, and a Las Vegas first.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Shotgun now for Brady. He finds his man, complete. That's Bush. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Brady to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Preston Smith able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Brady. And that's going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway.
Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Here's A.J. Coldell as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 18. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears. At least.
And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out.
Previous play is under review.
The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge there not successful, and now they'll be left with only 1 timeout.
On now is the Packers punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt, certainly not what he wanted. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Brady. And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked off by Eric Stokes.
And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a touchdown.
This one is all really ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they got this game in the bag with this huge lead. He's going to drive the coaches crazy because they're taking plays, trying to do all the right things. These guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And now here come the Raiders.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Brady. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Here's A.J. Cole now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And he fields it cleanly. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. This has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put on it? Who would you allow to watch what we're watching right now? Let's hope this one gets over fast because this game, well decided a long time ago.
They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
Second down, another shot for Jones.
They find some open field here. And he'll wind up taking this all the way down to the Raiders' 19-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Up the middle, Jones. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just added their totals. That's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really hit some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
To throw is Brady. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It's taken to the 26.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards.
And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And some room to roam now. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown.
Should keep the focus on the spotlight on the hero that just scored. But timing's been an issue for this defense as the game runs. They can't set that aside. We just see it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Lutz to try to end the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw complete here to Waller.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
It certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice.